Welcome back everyone, and thanks for joining me for another episode of my Manchester United career on FIFA 19. And what a way to kick off this episode than playing at Old Trafford under the floodlights in the Champions League against Juventus. And as you just saw, he is back at Old Trafford. Cristiano Ronaldo starts tonight for Juve, but we need to also mention the likes of Alexandro, Matuidi, Paulo Dybala, Chiellini. They all start. All the big names are in the team for Juve tonight. This, without a doubt, is the biggest test of the group for Manchester United. We've played young boys. Unfortunately, we lost to them away from home in Switzerland. And we've not long since played Valencia here at Old Trafford, where it finished 3-1. So I'm hoping for a very similar performance and definitely a similar result. For United, De Gea starts the goal. We've got Shaw, Maguire, Smalling, Bailly, Valencia, Herrera, Pogba, Lingard, Lukaku and Marcus Rashford. Let's have a look at that Juve side then before we get things underway here. Former Arsenal man Szczesny starts in goal, and you'll notice their new man Koke starts on the bench, who they captured from Atletico Madrid in the summer. So let's get things going. So Manchester United look to get their second win in the Champions League group stage. I don't think Valencia meant that. Was looking for a cross instead. I think we're going to need 5 at the back for this game tonight. Here is Cristiano Ronaldo. On to Pjanic. Douglas Costa now. Space for Ronaldo. Hits it. And a body gets in the way. I do plan to change the formation very soon. Here is Pogba. Former Juve man finds Valencia. It's a wild effort from Antonio Valencia, Manchester United's captain. And it's a good move. Bit more of that. And we might find a way through here. Lukaku. Feeding that through for Marcus Rashford. He got to it as well. Went to chip Szczesny, who was off his line. Szczesny was able to recover and just tip it over for a corner. A well-timed ball from Lukaku. And Chiellini, that experience coming into play. Didn't get a touch on it, as Rashford just beat him to it. But just his presence alone was able to falter Marcus Rashford's effort. So Lingard with the corner for Manchester United. It's in towards the penalty spot. It's Pogba that heads it down. It's Chris Smalling on the end of it. And the ball has gone into the back of the net. Szczesny thought he'd saved it. Was hoping that he had a teammate on that post, on the far post, to just boot it away. But there wasn't. They was lacking. And it's cost them a goal. Manchester United in the mood tonight. It's Marcus Rashford down the right channel. Swings it in for Paul Pogba. And the former Juventus man almost doubled United's lead. Pjanic finds Dybala. He's pressing a little bit more forwards now. Matuidi's gone for goal. Wow. Where did that one come from? It's a thunderbolt from the Frenchman. Pogba's marking here. Absolutely criminal. He just lost his international teammate Matuidi and allowed him to go score. Here is Alexandro then, trying to bomb down the left side here. And he's fed that ball through for Cristiano Ronaldo, facing the Stretford end. No challenge made, and it's 2-1. Just like that, Juve have got their nose in front for the first time in this Champions League group stage game. Bernardeschi, arriving late, sticks his foot out and finds the roof of the net. David De Gea route to the spot. Unfortunately, Luke Shaw couldn't do anything about it. Well, it looks like Juventus are going to end this first half on a high. That's in for Dybala. It's an absolute wonder strike for the Argentinian. He's just doubled the Juventus lead right before the stroke of half time. And Manchester United in a world of trouble now. Big 45 minutes coming up here for the second half at Old Trafford. What an insane overhead kick from Dybala. Here is Valencia, it's in. United looking to start quickly, and they almost did. Pogba forces the save from Szczesny. It's going to be another corner. Maguire getting in the thick of it, and he's done really well there to recover and to get an attack going for Manchester United. It's Ander Herrera. Through ball for Romelu Lukaku. United's top goal scorer so far this season, and he can't make it 3-2. My word. Good ball out wide for Antonio Valencia. Charging into the penalty area. It's for the far post of Lukaku. It's fallen for Martial. It's 3-2. 69 minutes on the clock. Game on. And he's going to pick up the ball and get this game restarted as quick as possible. What a game this is turning out to be. Kind of expected it though. Juve with the corner. They haven't been that dangerous on set pieces so far. That could all change though here. And David De Gea tipping it over. Dybala in central midfield here in plenty of space. That's a good ball over the top there. Koke brings it down perfectly. Just couldn't get the shot away. He does in the end. Smalling. Valencia. 1-2 passing. Martial swings it in. And it's Romelu Lukaku that saved Manchester United from dropping all 3 points on match day 3 in the Champions League. There is that never say die attitude. We saw it against Chelsea and we're seeing it here. Well, what a game. We've already had a couple of games like this already this season. That first one when Wolves came to Old Trafford where it finished 3-3. When we played Chelsea at Stamford Bridge which finished 2-2. Having to come from behind, that never say die attitude. And this game here against Juventus which is finished 3-3. We've got to do it all again in Turin in just a couple of weeks' time. Hopefully it'll be a better outcome for United. So here is the group then as it stands after match day 3. We are up to second, level on points with Valencia and just a point behind Juventus. It's still all very much to play for. It's getting exciting. Marcus Rashford did unfortunately get injured in our last game against Juventus. He is going to be out for 3 weeks unfortunately after he suffered a sprained ankle. It's just marvellous really. After the last couple of episodes he's really started to develop this partnership with Romelu Lukaku up top. He's scored quite a few goals as well, important goals, and now he gets injured. Just quickly then before we head into our next Premier League game, here is the table as it stands. We're 5th, a point behind Spurs, a couple behind Liverpool and West Ham, and well, 9 points still behind City. Here we go then, we welcome Everton to Old Trafford here today. We played them just a couple of weeks ago and lost 3-0. Hopefully that's not going to be the case here today. Hopefully we can exact some revenge on them. I've gone for a much stronger side compared to that Carabao Cup fixture which saw us lose 3-0. Matic and Pogba start in midfield. We've got Lingard in front with Romelu Lukaku and his new partner Anthony Martial. So Martial comes in for the injured Marcus Rashford, and Michael Keane has made a huge mistake here so early on in the game, and Romelu Lukaku almost opened up the score in just a minute into this, and obviously Marco Silva won't be too happy with that. De Gea just going to roll it out to Eric Bailly here. Here's Nemanja Matic. Pogba. Anthony Martial going to use that pace of his now to get into that penalty area. Brings it in low for Romelu Lukaku, and he almost missed, but he has scored thankfully. And it's 1-0 Manchester United. We'll see that on the replay. Martial drives it in low. And Lukaku scores against his former side. Bernard feeds it through for Sigurdsson. Almost made it 1-1 right before half time. So off goes Nemanja Matic. On comes Tom Davies to play against his former side. It didn't quite work out well for him in the last game against them though. Here's Pogba. Little dink over the top for Lukaku. It's fallen for Lukaku again. And it's struck straight at Jordan Pickford, who saves. Well, it's a win nonetheless for Manchester United. It's finished 1-0 here, thanks to that man of Romelu Lukaku against his former side. It's certainly a different story compared to that Carabao Cup fixture against them a couple of weeks ago. We've put them back in their place, and on we march in the league. We've got some very big games coming up in the Premier League very soon. We start with Arsenal against Liverpool. It'll be interesting to see who comes out on top in that battle between Aubameyang and Mo Salah. Going to be exciting all around. We've got Premier League Player of the Month November shortlist. Harry Kane, Mkhitaryan of Arsenal. How many times has he been nominated? Marcus Rashford and Romelu Lukaku. Not being biased or anything, but I think it should go to Marcus Rashford. He had a fantastic month of football. Seeing that we are about to head into a new month, let's have a look at some of our stats of some of our key players. So Romelu Lukaku, overall 14 starts, 11 goals, 2 assists, 5 clean sheets, with a 7.9 rating. That's fantastic. Compare that with Marcus Rashford. 4 starts in the Premier League, 2 goals, but overall he's played 8 games for United and scored 3. Seems more than that, but everything's looking good for him at the moment, apart from that injury. Once he gets back from it, no doubt he'll pick up where he left off and continue. It's Bournemouth against Manchester United then. Always a tricky one, this. It's a small ground, it's a tight pitch, but we're going full width today with that same 5-3-2 formation. Valencia, Bailly, Smalling, Maguire and Young start. Herrera and Pogba with Lingard in midfield and Lukaku and Martial. Always a tricky game, this for Manchester United, whether it's on FIFA for me or whether it's real life. Here is Pogba now to Anthony Martial. What a ball that is. Through for Lukaku, who's pushing out wide here. Brings it back inside. Lingard. Space now for Ander Herrera to hit it. He does! And it's a good effort. Saved though by Begovic, who couldn't even hold on to the ball. Space for Lukaku. Can he turn on his left side? Goes to the right. Brings it in for Martial. And he needs to be doing better. He's so close to the goal there. Martial, can he get past his man? The strength of Smith gets in the way, but it's a poor ball. Finds Lingard instead. It's fallen for Lukaku. Brings it down, hits it on his right. And Begovic saves again for Bournemouth. Lima brings it down. Lingard looking lively. That's a good through ball. Space now for Martial on his right. Begovic saves again. It's going to be one of those games. There's a former United Academy player, Josh King. Seeks out Jordan. And he swings it back in, and it's fallen for Philip, but David De Gea with those safe hands. Antonio Valencia looking to drive forwards and attack for United as it's still 0-0. Looking for that quick start to the second half. Lingard in for Pogba, who is well and truly open. Begovic saves again. What a shift Begovic is putting in today. Ashley Young switching to his right foot, finds Martial. Here is Jesse Lingard, hits it on the volley, and surprise, surprise. Begovic saves again. Good ball through to Smith. And that is a poor clearance. And he's going to go over and celebrate with his teammates that are warming up on the side of the pitch there. It's just one of those games. Everything seems to have gone alright for United in the final thirds. Plenty of chances, but Begovic has been on top form. And then United go and concede an own goal. That goal for Bournemouth has certainly given them a bit of confidence. They're zipping it around nice and quickly. Jermaine Defoe finds Jordan Ibe. Lukaku. Here is Romelu Lukaku. Needs to be getting into the penalty area, really. Martial swinging it in, and Romelu Lukaku pops up when you need him the most. It's 1-1. I'd like to say game on, but the game's pretty much over. 93 minutes on the clock. There was only 3 additional minutes added on to the game. And Romelu Lukaku just pulls that out of his locker. Did take a deflection as well off Nathan Ake, which has cost Bournemouth all 3 points here, which they could have very well done with. So it's another draw for Manchester United. But as they say, you know, a draw is better than a loss. And I'd like to point out as well, we've only lost 1 game this season in the Premier League, and we're what, 9, 10 games in, 11 games in? Still a long way to go. Anyway guys, that's it for this episode. I hope you've enjoyed. I'll see you all soon for the next one.